What is up, guys? Ice Rink Cactus here. Oh my god, thank you so much for stopping by. And today, we are going to be taking a look at the two Season of the Hunt Seasons Pass weapons added into Destiny 2 with the launch of the Beyond Light expansion. These are two of some of the most slept on weapons right now, but I think they absolutely deserve your attention. And so, let's get started. But just before we do, guys, we are so close to 1 million subscribers, and I can't even imagine how cringy my intros are going to have to be once I get to that point, so only you can make that happen. In any event, let's talk about these weapons. Why are they so slept on? Well, the first reason is because not a lot of people have them, admittedly. They are a little bit higher in the Season's Pass, but I'm seeing more hype for raid weapons, Season of the Hunt, activity weapons, stuff like that, that no one has compared to these. But I think, honestly, the bigger reason is because the initial rolls for these weapons, as usual, unfortunately for these Season's Pass weapons, are trash. Like, I don't know why Bungie is so afraid of giving us some actual good rolls within the Season's Pass, but in any event, let's take a look at these weapons. At level 30, you're going to get the Royal Chase Energy Scout Rifle. This comes with the initial roll of auto-loading holster, so you can stow the weapon and it's going to reload automatically, and then Dragonfly, where getting a precision shot creates an elemental explosion. I actually really do like Dragonfly with scout rifles and hand cannons and so on. It lets you use the precision and the higher damage of the weapon to kill one guy and then kill or damage all the guys around them. Remember that with Dragonfly, it's one of the few perks in the game that has a mod associated with it as well, so you can put on Dragonfly Spec if you have it to make that explosion even bigger. But moving on from there, the second weapon unlocked in the Season's Pass is at level 45, and it's the Battue grenade launcher. And this thing comes with the role of moving target to increase strafe speed, and rampage to give you a damage bonus after getting a kill. So like I said, the initial rolls of these weapons are not too amazing. The Royal Scions is actually not terrible. Like I said, I do enjoy Dragonfly, and while Scout Rifles overall are not performing like that well in the game, it's certainly a capable weapon. Like, the stats are actually quite good, especially that reload speed at a base level is super good. And like I said, I do like Dragonfly, and it makes up for the downside of Scout Rifles being somewhat of slower killing weapons. Also, autoloading is, you always kind of forget about it and it doesn't look so good on the surface, but when you actually use it, the ability to kill a bunch of enemies, you start to get overrun, switch to a shotgun, kill those guys right in front of you, switch back to your scout, and you're completely reloaded. It actually works out gameplay-wise to be pretty beneficial. Now, for the Battue, this thing's role, moving target does nothing, and frankly, moving target should not spawn on a heavy grenade launcher. In my opinion, like, what is the point here? But rampage is pretty good. It's pretty easy to, shoot it and get kills on red bar enemies and then start shooting the boss with a damage bonus, or heck, what often happens because of the splash damage of these weapons is that when you're shooting the boss, you're also killing, like, Thrall nearby, which is pretty cool. But let's be honest, it's not that amazing. The really interesting stuff starts when you continue to level up your Season's Pass. At level 71, you're going to start to unlock the possibility to get the random rolls of these weapons, either from Strikes, Gambit, or Crucible, and then things get really interesting. Let's take a look at what's possible with, first off, the Royal Chase. So as you can see right here, pretty normal assortment of barrels and then extended mag perks or steady rounds, accurized rounds if you want a stats boost. But looking at the first perk slot, it does have full auto trigger system. And this is a perk I love because this is a perk for people who don't like scout rifles to like them more, right? Like, if you don't like the gameplay style of pressing the trigger every single shot, throw on full auto, and then it becomes a much more user-friendly gun. But in the second perk slot, this is really where things get interesting. And mainly, there are some other good perks here. Multi-kill clip is certainly not bad, especially with what I mentioned earlier, a just generally decent reload speed. Dragonfly is again good, but we have a new one, a brand new perk just this season, Thresh. Killing combatants with this weapon generates a small amount of super energy. So you're telling me I can get a scout rifle that basically does what the Bad Juju exotic pulse rifle does, in that it gets you more super energy for a kill. That seems really, really good. And the role of just full auto plus Thresh is something I am absolutely interested in, especially because when you're playing certain higher level content, you're not running in there with an SMG, with an auto rifle, because you're going to get gunned down. If I can really take my time and pick off enemies from a distance and get more super energy, and supers are just key in PvE and frankly PvP, although, you know, this doesn't look like a super great PvP weapon, but I digress. Supers are great, everyone knows that. But the real icing on the cake here is that randomly this weapon is void. And why that matters is because it will work with the Nezarec Sin, where you get more ability energy when you get kills with void damage. So you're telling me I can have a scout rifle with full auto where every single kill I'm getting all my abilities recharging more and my super recharging more. That seems like actually really good for, you know, a bottom tree Devour Warlock. So again, this is something that I am very interested in getting and trying out. But we've got to move on to the Blast Battue, and this thing again has some really saucy rolls. So it can get the very important spike grenades, PvE All-Star for just more damage, but it can also get things like high explosive ordnance to increase the blast radius, and that's gonna matter in a second. In that first perk slot, really importantly, we have Clown Cartridge, and Clown Cartridge is an excellent perk with these type of grenade launchers. This is in the same adaptive frame archetype as the Interference last season, which was just a phenomenal weapon. And part of the reasons it was so good is because you can get Clown Cartridge, which means when you reload, the normally 5-round magazine is usually 7 rounds. Normally you have to put a backup mag mod on to get that, but now you can get that and put on like a boss spec mod or a major spec mod, and that is really, really advantageous. However, in the second perk slot, again, we have some brand new options. You could go with the tried and true auto-loading holster, and if you do get Clown Cartridge plus auto-loading, oh, this thing is just gonna be fantastic for DPS. But the two new perks are firstly Wellspring. Kills with this weapon generate ability energy. This energy is divided between your uncharged abilities. So you're telling me I get grenade energy and class ability energy and melee energy, or one of those things depending on what is uncharged? That seems like an almost better demolitionist in some respect. But what I'm really interested in is chain reaction. Each final blow with this weapon creates an elemental damage explosion. So wait a sec. This is basically Dragonfly, but you don't need a precision shot. You just need a kill, and it's for a heavy weapon that gets kills extremely easily. I've actually seen some footage of what this can do with the rocket launcher, and it's disgusting, and it potentially looks like it triggers on itself. If you get a chain reaction kill, that explosion, if that kills another enemy, that enemy chain reacts, just like the sunshot. So you're basically making a grenade launcher into a sunshot. Like, what? This seems like one of the best weapons legitimately in the game for ad clearing. If I can just have a dang Clown Cartridge grenade launcher that chain reacts, explodes enemies, so I can just shoot into a crowd of enemies, kill the first few, they all blow up, kill all enemies nearby, that just seems really, really powerful. So that roll of spike grenades plus Clown Cartridge and chain reaction, that is absolutely what I'm going for as like an ad clearing monster. So, keep on grinding that Season's Pass to unlock the random rolls of these weapons. I think they are definitely better than people are giving them credit for. And so guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed, found this informative, and if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.